Welcome seekers of the truth to the Magical Services channel. So this is going to be a most supreme love horoscope for the general collective for the time when the moon is going to be in Scorpio. And that is starting this day of the 17th of August 2026 around 9 p.m. 9:15 p.m. Universal Time to the 20th of this month of August around 8 a.m. Universal Time. So for that time frame, so from the 17th through the 20th of this month, the moon's going to be in Scorpio. So and this horoscope is for that time frame. Wow, it took me a lot to say that. But with all that, let's get into it. So the collective heart undergoes a profound atmospheric shift as the moon slips beneath the surface of polite interaction and enters the deep, churning waters of Scorpio. For the duration of this transit, the romantic landscape is stripped of its airy pleasantries and superficial charm. Love is no longer a matter of aesthetic harmony or easy companionship. It becomes a psychological crucible. The moon in Scorpio demands emotional truth, unearthing the hidden dynamics, unspoken fears, and shadow desires that live beneath the floorboards of our most intimate connections. This is not a time for skimming the surface. It is a time for diving into the depths, asking not just whether a relationship feels good, but whether it is real, whether it is honest, and whether it can survive the dark. At the center of this romantic reckoning stands Venus in Libra, locked in a tightening, fateful opposition to retrograde Saturn in Aries. This axis is the structural spine of the period, testing the load-bearing walls of every partnership and romantic pursuit. Venus in her home sign craves mutual recognition, grace, and the beautiful equilibrium of two people choosing each other. But Saturn moving backward through the fiery self-oriented sign of Aries drags the weight of the past, the reality of limitation, and the sober demands of individual sovereignty into the room. This opposition asks a difficult, necessary question. Are you committing to a person, or are you committing to the avoidance of being alone? Old relational debts, delayed conversations about exclusivity, or unresolved power imbalances surface now, demanding to be addressed. Saturn does not punish love, it fortifies it. The connections that withstand this transit are those built on radical honesty and mutual respect for boundaries. The ones that fracture were likely held together by politeness rather than substance. Complicating this Saturnian reality check is a volatile, subterranean current of desire and defensiveness driven by Mars in Cancer. Mars in his fall here, meaning the impulse to pursue, protect, and assert, is tangled in emotional vulnerability and a deep need for safety. This Mars is caught in a brutal crossfire, opposing retrograde Pluto in Aquarius and squaring retrograde Neptune in Aries. In the realm of love, this configuration is a breeding ground for intense, sometimes overwhelming psychological friction. Attraction may feel magnetically obsessive or conversely deeply suspicious. The fear of emotional consumption can trigger controlling behaviors, jealousy, or a sudden fierce need to dominate the narrative of the relationship. Neptune's square to Mars adds a layer of illusion and confusion. You may misread a partner's emotional withdrawal as a personal attack or project your own unhealed wounds onto their actions. The danger here is acting out of emotional insecurity, weaponizing vulnerability, or engaging in passive-aggressive power struggles. The invitation is to recognize the shadow when it rises, to name the fear beneath the anger, and to refuse to let paranoia dictate the terms of your intimacy. As the moon moves through Scorpio, it acts as both a trigger and a translator for these heavy planetary dynamics. When the lunar light illuminates the exact degrees of the Mars-Pluto-Neptune configuration, emotional volatility will peak. Secrets may come to light, buried resentments may erupt, or a sudden piercing insight may reorganize your understanding of a partner's motives. Yet the Scorpio moon also grants immense emotional courage. It provides the stamina to sit in the discomfort of a difficult truth without immediately fleeing or attacking. If you can ride the wave of this lunar intensity without reacting impulsively, you will emerge with a profoundly deeper understanding of your own emotional architecture and the true nature of your bond. The vital antidote to this heavy, subterranean emotional weather is found in the skies above. The expansive radiant conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Leo. While the underworld of the relationship is being excavated, the conscious mind retains the capacity for immense generosity, warmth, and expressive clarity. This is your bridge over troubled waters. When the Scorpio intensity threatens to pull you into silence or suspicion, use your words. Speak from the heart with the dramatic, open-handed warmth of Leo. Mercury and Jupiter give you the eloquence to articulate your deepest needs without accusation, to offer grace when your partner stumbles, and to frame difficult truths with love. A single generously spoken sentence can break a tense standoff and remind you both why you choose each other in the first place. Underpinning this entire emotional journey is the sun's steady, karmic march toward the south node in the final degrees of Leo. This adds a layer of faded release to the romantic atmosphere. You are being asked to shed the performative aspects of love, the need to be seen as the perfect partner, the ego's demand for constant validation, or the clinging to a romantic identity that has expired. What you willingly release now creates the vacuum necessary for a more authentic, unburdened connection to take root. Ultimately, this moon in Scorpio transit is an alchemical process for the collective heart. It burns away the superficial, the illusory, and the structurally unsound, leaving behind only what is unshakable. It is a demanding passage, asking for bravery, psychological honesty, and the willingness to look at the shadow. But for those willing to do the work, the reward is a love that is not just beautiful on the surface, but profoundly, unbreakably real in the dark. So that is what I had for you today, collective. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, please feel free to like this video, or comment this video, or share this video, or hype this video, or subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. All those acts would make my day. Now, there's a magical service being offered in the description box. Feel free to check it out. It could be very useful. This is a magical channel after all. And beyond that, stay in tune to the channel for future uploads for sure, as I always try to keep fresh stuff on here for y'all. All sign readings, sign-specific readings, longs and shorts, divinations and astrology readings, and whatever else you'd like to see if feasible. And beyond that, I thank you so much for your time and for being here and being part of our tribe and supporting our channel. Until the next time, blessings.